So in this section, we are going to add the fruit. On the previous section, we had added our layout, we've got our tile map, we've got our fly. We are ready to add the fruit, which will score us points. So the first thing we're going to do is lock the 3 current layers and create a new layer called items. Move this layer in between the player and heads-up display. This will be the layer we generate the fruit on. So here's a screenshot. So I'm going to lock, go to, I'll do this. This is going to be called items. Then I'm going to move it in between the heads-up display and player. Since I'm working on here, I'm going to come to my layout. I will import the fruit. So sprite. So wherever. Insert a new sprite named fruit. Select load animations, just like last time. I'm going to go into fruits and probably the strawberries. All right, there was 4 strawberries, so I'll split this into 4. Rename the animation 5. So up here, I'm going to rename it as 5. The reason we're going to do this is because the strawberry is going to score me 5 points. Change the speed to 16. Don't loop it because once it drops, we need it to stay in the last frame. Repeat for 10 through 50 and drop. So continue to do this. This was 10. There was 4 fruits. Rename. You can rename it whatever you want. It looks like we're going in increments of 15 for the score. The cherries are the winners there. And then the drop, notice there's not 4, there is 9, I believe. So there we go. Oh, I forgot to change the speed. 16, we'll do 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. I'll rename this drop. Move the fruit off the screen. Done. Now we're going to head to the event sheet. Oh, right here. Let's rename this. Fruit. Okay, I'm going to create a new global variable for screen fruit and initialize its value at 0. This is like the number of fruit that are on the screen. Create a new group called fruit. The first code we'll add is an event to the system that indicates every 1 second. So every 1 second. Create another condition that states if the screen fruit is less than 8. Because we don't want like too many fruits on the screen. So add a condition that says as long as the screen fruit is less than 8, then we will we want to add to our global variable. And then we also want to create an object of fruit. And we want to put it on our fruit layer. So background is 0, player is 1, items in this case is 2. And we want to actually put it at like random positions all over. So I'm going to do random. And random is going to allow you to pick a random, well, it makes the system pick a random number in between the two, like the interval that you set, so the two endpoints. So in this case, we're going to do 1 and 16. Now, this is where it kind of, I'm not really too sure. Like, okay, so it's picking a random number in between 1 and 16, but the thing is, it's also picking, like, what do you call it? Decimals. And so if we were to apply the round function, that's going to round any of these decimals. This is really useful in all computer programming because a lot of times we don't want the value of 1.732 to get pulled. Like, we'd rather just have 1 or 2 get pulled. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to actually multiply this entire value by 32. And that is because 1 times 30, or 16 times 32 will give us the width of the screen. It looks like we're going to do the same thing for y, but instead of 16, we're going to use 12, and that's because that is a smaller value. And then set animation to drop of the fruit. So set animation to however you spelled drop. Mine was lowercase. This code block will initialize the random drop of a fruit every second. There you go. Play your game. I say notice we are only spawning the drop. The next code will spawn the fruit. The first event to add will compare the fruit's animation frames to check if it's equal to 8, along with a second condition of is the drop playing. So this is essentially saying that once like the animation frame of drop becomes the last frame, we're going to switch over to a piece of fruit. So it looks like we're going to add this to the fruit. And we're going to say compare frame. And is the fruit's animation equal to 8? And as long as that's true, and of course drop is playing, then we're going to switch the animation over to the picture of the fruit. And now this, we're actually going to do and choose 5, 5, 5, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 20, 20, 25, 25, 50. Notice, remember how like the cherries were really rare? This is us stating that the cherries, out of all of these instances, the cherries only have a 1 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 chance. So there's only a 1 in 14 chance that the cherries are going to spawn. Meanwhile, there is a 3 in 14 chance that the, I don't know, whatever item number 5 gives you will spawn. If you play now, you will see that fruit spawns. Ta-da! And last, we need to gain points. So we're going to create an event for the fly to see if it is overlapping. We're going to use overlapping because we're talking about different layers here. So if the fly is overlapping the fruit, and here's the other thing. We don't want it when the drop animation is playing, so we're going to add another condition. We're going to do it to the fruit. We're going to say is playing drop, but we're actually going to invert it. So as long as the drop animation is not playing and the fly is overlapping the fruit, then we're going to do a few things. The first one is we're going to add how did I do this? Add fruit.animation name. The thing that I'm struggling with is would it be set value? Like how do we get the Oh, sorry. It's a little early still. Okay, so we're going to add the fruit dot animation name to our score. And so whatever the name of the fruit is, remember all of our fruit were named like numerical values, then that's what we're going to add to the score. Then obviously we want to destroy the strawberry because we, uh, got it. And then we also want to subtract one from screen fruit because that will eliminate a piece of fruit from the screen. Finally, the whole reason we have this like is greater than or is less than 8 is because we actually don't want our screen fruit to be greater than 8. So we're going to do system, we're going to do compare variable. If our screen fruit is greater than 8, so this is like the value getting stored in the variable, well then we're just going to kind of like cap it. So this will be set value of screen fruit to 8. So you can't go over 8 fruit on the screen. And then last but not least, on the start of layout, right here, we're going to go to our system and start of layout. Actually, don't we already have this? We're going to just destroy the fruit from the beginning. And I like to put that up there. Run your game! Oh my gosh, we should be able to get the fruit. Check that out. Oh no, I can't get that strawberry. Oh, okay, I got it. I was gonna say, if your fruit are too far off the page, then you could just lower the XY placement of the fruit randomly spawning in. Okay,